Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I'll be checking out another new single from End. This is the third single taken from their upcoming record, The Sin of Human Frailty, which all of the singles have been fantastic. We've had the title track and Gaping Wounds of Earth so far. This third one is called Thaw, and it features Debbie from Heriot, so that should be quite an interesting feature. The tracks have been just unreal. I love this band. I've talked quite a bit about them now with the first two videos I made. At this point, just very much looking forward to the record. I'll also be seeing them live shortly after the record comes out, so very much looking forward to everything to do with End at the end of this year. I will link the video for Thaw that I'll be using in the reaction portion of this, as well as pre-order links, social media for the band, all the promotional links for End will be in the description of this video. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. What? This is not what I was expecting. Oh. Oh. featuring Debbie from Heriot. Let's discuss. This is not at all what I was expecting. The industrial vibes on this, not at all something that I would predict for End. Not something that we've heard in their discography, but something that has definitely piqued my interest. This will be a track that gets plays from me for sure, and I think the time with it and getting more familiar with it will be really key for me in terms of where I'll rank it with the other singles, which were much less surprising on first listen. I think a little bit less to kind of process for me, but this one is a lot to process. It feels like, not in a bad way either, but definitely feels like a longer than 3-minute 40-second track. But when you look at the End run times for most of their songs, it is a long End track. So not at all what I was expecting. As soon as that synth comes in, I was like, oh, okay, this definitely feels like something different. And then when it fully kicks in, the way the synth sort of plays with the rest of the instrumentals, it is phenomenal. And the way it works into the full vibe of the song, it's not something that's sort of sprinkled in here and there to give it like, oh wow, End did something that sounds industrial in a few bits of it or anything. It is the full track and the work of using those sort of elements in things like the heavier portions of the song, the build up to that breakdown. It just makes it that much cooler, I think, and even better than if it had just been, I'm gonna keep talking, this dog will not stop barking today, so we're gonna talk right over her. But having such a big part of the song played by what makes this feel like an industrial, an industrial core track, being so present in this, that is something that I think will be a huge check for me, kind of diving in all the way rather than just having bits that sometimes when that happens and you can tell a band doesn't want to like fully dive into it with a full song or anything, it can feel a little out of place for me. I don't think any of this felt out of place because from the moment you can hear anything in the song forward, that is something that you can pick out really easily. Again, I cannot emphasize how surprised this had me enough because with End, I think they have some tracks, Splinters from an Ever-Changing Face brought in some of the, the moments where they're singing and stuff that kind of makes it feel a little bit different than the first release, but nothing at all like this. You do have Brendan in the end of the song doing that sort of spoken kind of singing portion, which I loved, but would not at all be the most surprising part of the track or anything. And with counterparts doing more singing on Nothing Left to Love and Eulogy, I think Brendan's been, utilizing that part of his voice more, and that's something I was wondering if, we'd see a little bit more with this new End release also. It's present in this song, but there is so much going on otherwise that kind of, takes the spotlight a little bit, that seemed like a smaller detail than I think it would have on another track. I'll also be very curious with the context of the songs on the record that are around this album, if it will flow really well, how that will fit in the context of the record. I guess I think that has the potential to make it even better of a track than it is as a single, but a really cool single nonetheless. Debbie's feature is huge, getting some of those like higher vocals and her singing in here as well. 2 boxes checked for me there, and the way her singing kind of played into some of the stuff that I mentioned. Brendan's, vocal performance at the end of the track, some of the stuff that makes this a little different. I think her feature taps into both sides. The stuff that's, that big breakdown that feels like it clicks right in with what we've been laid down already with the singles for this album. It doesn't, if you isolate that and don't look at anything that sounds different about it industrial-wise, it has, those bones from the first 2 singles that we got, but it, looking at those details and not ignoring them, it obviously makes it much different. So this is a very exciting track for me. I think with how much it is to sort of process how different it is, I don't listen to a ton of stuff that falls into that like industrial realm unless it's mixed in with some sort of core for the most part. So I think this will be like an adjustment track for me. So I do think, though I love it on first listen, I think I have the potential to enjoy it even more after multiple listens and kind of getting adjusted to the change in sound. And it has me way more curious now what else will be on that record. This is Silent Planet and End are my two big ones for the rest of this year, so I was already really looking forward to seeing what else was on it, but that's exaggerated now by quite a lot because I wasn't, they're not a band I'm looking to have this crazy contrast or anything super different like this, so while I wasn't expecting this, I very much enjoyed it, and it has me wondering what else is on this record. So I really wouldn't want to see anything different with this song because it feels so different for End that it's hard to hear something so unexpected and then be like, oh yeah, well, for this style that I never expected from this band, I would have liked to see. It just kind of caught me off guard and ended up being something that clicked really well for me. So those are my thoughts on first listen. This sounds fantastic, has me very curious for the record. Let me know what you thought in the comments. I think my favorite single is still going to be the title track as of right now. It has such a massive breakdown in it. It's just a beast of a track, but Gaping Wounds of Earth landed for me just as much. This will be something that gets a ton of plays in the meantime, waiting for the album also. So, okay, that should cover it. All of the End social media promotional links, the visuals were very neat for this as well. I didn't get a chance to mention that with everything else going on, but certainly fits the vibe of everything that I've talked about that we got sonically from the song. The visuals match up to that very well also, so I was a big fan of that. Like I was mentioning, the visualizer video that I used in the reaction portion of this, that'll be linked in the description, as well as pre-orders, merch, social media for End. All of that will be in the description. If you enjoyed this and you're able to, dropping by the music video on Closed Casket's channel for the official drop from this song, leaving a comment, leaving a like on it, that helps. It will get stuff suggested more often, helps with the algorithm, so if you're able to do that, I definitely suggest doing so. My link tree will be in the description. That will have any link you may need related to my channel, my Twitch, my Patreon, the Discord server, invite link. All of that is in the link tree. I'm going to be getting the Twitch up and going again, as I've mentioned in all of the videos I'm filming today. Today is my first day back filming after an unplanned 2-week break where I was not able to film. I was not here with my setup, thus not able to stream either, which has been a big setback, but I'm getting a ton of videos filmed in this time, and then hopefully I'll be figuring out my schedule again for streaming in addition to the weekly request streams that I always do. I'll be adding in some more fun stuff for end of the year that transfers over to Patreon as well. I've got a bunch of polls going. We'll be doing a patron end of the year list with all categories and voting. I update playlists every month for Tier 3. That's 20 to 25 songs every month that are whatever you're for fans of that you give me. I work off of that. I try to add stuff that's not well known, that you may not have heard before. All the stuff's linked in the link tree if you want to check it out. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.